I'm a reviewer, so let the reviews be joined. Hello once again everyone, your friend Don about here for another video review for you. As you can see today, we're going to take a look at the Combiner Wars Deluxe class Firefly, or formerly known as Fireflight from the original G1. Now, as before my review on Dragstrip, we're going to take a quick look at his accessories first. First off, we have, of course, his instructions. I have to admit, one thing about the instructions that they've done on this is the detail, the art on it is really cool. I have to admit, was one big focal point I like about the new instructions they did. He also came with his little combiner card, which again, this comes off the Transformers Legends game that's on basically your iPhone, iPad, or whatever. Very cool game. I still, like I said before, I still play mine. I don't think I ever got Firefly on there though, but still very cool art off of there. He comes with again his rifle. Very nice design to it, and he comes with his hand or foot piece for his forms, which we'll look at more detail here shortly as well. Let's jump right in, and we're going to set these right here just to the side, and we're going to look at Firefly himself. All in all, Firefly is not bad. And also note, if I say Fireflight, you still know I'm talking about this guy. As you can see, he's got a pretty nice color scheme to him. He's got his red, his silver, he's got his blue, his gold, and he's got white, all on his body. A lot of people complain that, they say they like the jet mode, that this is their least favorite of the Aerialbots before his jet mode alone. And I kind of do agree. Of the Aerialbots, he is my least favorite vehicle mode wise. All of them, in my book, have a great improvement on the robot form. Sadly, as I said before in my previous video with Dragstrip, he was actually my least favorite of this set. Fireflight is actually, I like him more, just a bit more over Dragstrip. Mostly because I like the jets, the Aerialbots a little bit more than I did the Stunticons, but that's me. As you can see, he is kind of not really lopsided, but just the way he sits in jet mode, because he always got this one landing gear here. He doesn't really have any back here, which would be nice. You can peg his weaponry onto his wings, as you've probably seen. You can take his one gun, you can peg it on one wing, and you can actually take his foot, hand weapon here, and you can peg it on the other if you wish to it. And it kind of levels them up a little bit, keeps them more steady. It does kind of look weird, but if you were to come across another one of his guns and put it on there, it would actually probably look pretty nice on them. But that's just what you can do. Now, one thing I want to point out on this video, everybody complains about his jet mode and the other ones because you look above, he looks fine. He looks very fine. You do see a little bit of the robot pieces there from above, but you turn them over, you can see the robot a lot more. Yes, I do see this as a problem, but I have a point of advice about that. We have so many third-party companies out there that could do this. KFC, Toy World, you name it. Dr. Wu, any of these third-party companies could do this. Why couldn't any of them take this bot or any of the other Aerialbots that's out now, take a little cast, get a little bit of plastic, put a little detail for like a body of a jet or whatever from the other side, and get it designed where you can just take it and just go whoosh, and just slap it right over this. You ain't even got to go all the way down here. You could just put it right here where it just pop right in over on the arms, the upper body here and stuff, just to pop it in and give it more of a body for a jet. You can even have it where it flaps over here, if you really wanted to cover this up too for Firefly. That's just a suggestion. So if any third-party company or anybody out there sees this video and says, hey, that's a good idea, I really hope you bring that out. I'm not worried about copyright or anything, but still, it's just my little point of view on it. Now, first step, let's transform him into his foot mode. One step to do that, you push this fan up. You step up here. You can pull these down if you really wish. You don't necessarily have to, but once you pull this back and you straighten this up, and as these Deluxes have, they peg in really well for the parts of them. You can flip this straight. It will pull this out just a little bit. Not that big of a deal, but you can roll it right up. And you can, if you want to leave the wings up, you can flip the wings up like this, or you can flip them down like this. Actually, I think in the instructions this is how that more wants you to try to do it. Then you take the foot piece here, you peg it in the bottom there, and there's his foot mode. Now in the G1 comics and stuff, he was the right arm for Superion. But you can also, like all the Combiner Wars, you can make them into any piece of the body that you want. Next step, let's get him transformed into his robot mode. To do so, let's unpeg this. We're going to flip the wings back out just to clear them out. You pull the arms up here. You can actually go ahead and pull them straight up and out. And this is their full mode right here. Do the same on this side. Pull it up and out. Now, Firefly does have a little bit difference from his Aerialbot brothers, where his pegs peg into the bottom part of the legs here. You pull here, and you can pull back in here, because it all pegs in real well. That's one thing I have to admit I really like about all these combiners. When you pull them apart, you pull, the way they do the legs here. As you can see, you have the leg here. I want to make sure that's on peg on the other side. And you just straighten this all out. You straighten this joint here, and you just close this back up, and it locks into place. You do the same on the other side. Pull it straight down. Straighten this joint out right here, which I'm not getting. There we go. And just lock it back into place. You straighten them out, stand them up. Flip the wings back, and let's flip his head up on and back and around, and you turn his head around, and then we have Firefly back in his robot mode, excuse me. Very nice look to him. Very, very cool indeed. You can take his gun here. Well, before we could put his arm up, let's look at his articulation. He has some really good joints. He's got a ball joint right here for his head, so you can get a swivel, whole 360 around. You can look him up that far, and so on. The shoulder joint, you do have this articulation here. You can swing the arm up like show if you wanted to. You can swing all the way around. There's swivel right here in your elbow. You can do so here. There's none in the wrist. The hips do swivel. You can turn the hips all the way around, full 360. The hip here, hip joint there on the leg, it's on a ball joint. You can swing it most ways. It's got the little swivel right there, right below it as well. And he does have the knee articulation to a point, but it is kind of blocked up a little bit with this, the back of his leg there. Which I just knocked it loose again, but it'll be okay. No foot articulation at all. But once again, you can peg put his gun in his hand. You can even apply this hand into the other one and have a big double barrel gun if you wanted to, but it does, like the others, it will unbalance him to a degree, but you can work it with it. Very cool though. Next step, let's go over his final transformation into his arm mode. To do so, one way to do it, I've seen several ways to do this. We'll flip the wings back out. The official way is to flip the arms, rotate the arms all the way around, and fold them around his back like so. At this point, that does kind of look weird to me. I prefer up to the shoulder and then rotating it down. Doing it so likewise. Gives it more a round look to it. You take the head, swing it. Actually, I'm going the wrong way with it, but you swing it this away. You basically just peg the legs back together, which, because I got the leg right, I pegged it a little bit there. Let's peg it back. Well, I'm getting it all twisted up there because I'm. Oh, come on now. There we go. You just peg the legs back together, like so. Which my hands are kind of shaking a little bit now because of my back and everything, and I do apologize for that. So you get it. Well, there we go. Get it pegged together, and I'm going to do it with his being his right arm. So you go this way. You can turn here at the hips. Turn it this way. Flip the fins down, the tail fins there. Oh, turn it back around. Take the handgun foot part here. You peg this out. Pull this down, straighten this up to be his hand. And you just slide it into that same ball joint there. You can even take his gun and peg it in right there too if you wished. And there, well, I didn't get that down. There's Firefly in his arm mode, his right arm mode at that. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I'm not going to show him combined just yet. I actually did pick up my silver bolt today. He came in the mail. Set that gun to the side. I am going to do a separate video once I get once I get up to Silverbolt. I'm going to go through all these deluxes. Then I'm going to do Silverbolt and Prime and show you what they look like combined and everything. I'll probably actually do Prime before I do Silverbolt because I'd rather do it that way. But we'll transform back here real quick for the end of the video into his robot mode just to show it off a bit more. Which I hope I didn't just pop something there. No, they just snapped a little louder than normal. Straighten him up. Let's get his arms back into place. There we go. Whoop, put that a little bit straighter out. Move his wings back. And there's Firefly. Back in robot mode. We'll just give him the gun in that arm. Or in that hand. And do I recommend picking up Firefly? Yes, I do. I do recommend him because like I said before, I do like his robot form. His jet form is probably the weak point of all the Aerialbots, and actually compared to Dragstrip 2, he's probably the weakest of those. But he's still a nice bot. Sorry, let me adjust the camera. That may have slid down some. I apologize for that. But I do suggest you pick this guy up. I also suggest you go to TF Select. TF Select is a great website to go to for all your Transformer needs. You can go there, find what they have in stock on parts for Beast Wars, Generation 2, Cybertron, whatever series you can think of, Masterpiece, Classics, you name it, they basically have a setup for it. If they don't have it, you can put in a request and they will get it for you. Also, advise you guys check out the Transmissions podcast. A great group of guys there. They do a great podcast. The crew, of course, is Big C, Charles. There's also Daryl, aka Cybertronic Beast, who also does the YouTube reviews. You can also check out Yoshi is also a member there. And finally, Jeremy, aka Yakko, is also on there. A great group of guys who bring on a new podcast every Tuesday. I listen to them very religiously. A great show for your comic book, figure, and any Transformer needs you might have. But on that note, guys, all I can say is please like, share, and comment below on this video. Tell me what you think. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I'll post links not only to TF Select, I'll post a link to Transmission Podcast and Cybertronian Beasts' channel as well. I'll also post a link down below to my Twitter account. If you want to follow me on Twitter, send me a comment there, or you can send me an email. I'll post a link to my email address down below as well. But once again, guys, it's Trent talking about saying thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.